Hi. So let me see. Beginning to appreciate all of the small things that I used to take for granted, like the feel of the water running down my skin when I shower, softness of my clothing, cleanliness, warmth, really small details that we take for granted, that I take, that I took for granted, and I never considered being grateful for these sensations. Also, I'm seeing the point within me where I have never established a structure for myself in which to apply myself effectively. Uh, so at the moment, I feel like I am trying to move myself. Like, for example, I want to grab something across the room, and I feel like I'm reaching my arms as far as possible to try and grasp that object across the room, but I'm not taking the necessary steps to actually get there and grasp the object, like in this case, to pick up my feet and walk. And that's exactly what I didn't do within my writing. I tried to shortcut my process, as Andrea has uh, explained, a common pattern, trying to shortcut process by focusing on just stopping, yet in focusing on just stopping, neglecting to understand myself and understand how I work as the core point that drives a certain addiction within me. Like, for example, an addiction to do what I feel like and not establish, not actually establish in real time a structure in for me to apply myself effectively. So I found a resource for how to read effectively, and tomorrow I will apply that and see what happens, see what resistances will come up. This point, yeah, exactly, this point I've been saying I should stop it. I know I should stop it for a month, if not 2 months now, and I haven't. dealt effectively with that point yet. And it's exactly because I've been trying to stretch my arms more than I should, so more than it's designed to. So experience, so I experience stress and strain on myself. It's like me knowing I should stop, but I do not support myself. I'm lacking that self-support point as always going down to the core issues within within an addiction and really understanding myself within that addiction. So thank you. And thank you, Brett, for providing feedback on my writing. Eye contact. What else? My eyes starting to get cross-eyed and double images and mm, this point of uncomfortability and again worrying about what other people think. And this time I did not place focus on myself, and in focusing more on other people, again, a tense and even tired neck and shoulder area, neck and upper back area, sorry. Sort of have time, I'll explore that. What memories, yeah, as a child, even in kindergarten, very quickly I was exposed to comparison because I would see my parents comparing my sisters to other people and comparing lots of things. And eventually comparing me to ideals, like the ideal student, and comparing myself to ideas like you should be able to do good maths and be good in English and so on. Other little points like that. And I also remember um, many instances where my mother explicitly said, you must have something to compare with in order to know what's good and what's bad. You must compare A and B. And she said that over and over. And seeing within myself, I've adopted that point as myself. That point of constantly comparing myself to an idea of what I think self-honesty is, and comparing myself to an idea of how to actually stop, instead of actually learning how to do that by doing it, by stopping stop focusing on judgment and focusing on action instead. Uh, mm, and also my first report card triggered a growth spurt in the severity of my self-judgment. That was when I began explicitly believing myself to be inferior. And at a very early age, my parents instilled into me that grades are very, very important, almost to the extent that if I didn't have good grades, really bad things would happen, and I feared those bad things. They never specified what those bad things were, but the point is I feared it. I feared that I feared the future, and in fearing having bad grades and seeing myself getting bad grades, like B's, where my mother would never quite be satisfied until I got an A. I mean, you can tell by I could tell by my parents' reaction. Whenever I got an A, she was always more satisfied. So she was always less satisfied when I got a B, and I really took that personally. And I generated lots of dramas around this. I would always panic with regard to school and academics. I'll stop there. I don't have much time left. Thank you for watching.